What's going on, gamers? Right now, boys, we have gotten ourselves a Wooting 60HE keyboard, and we are going to be unboxing this bad boy right now. It's going to be really fun. I'll tell you one thing, boys. This keyboard took 4 months and able to get here. We waited since the 28th of September, and now today is the 4th of January and such like that. And we're just going to go and unbox this thing right now. Sorry that there's not so much of angles like right now that we can show, but you know, yeah, there's a thing like shows right here a little bit of the keyboard right there. Of anything though, boys, I don't want to show you any addresses that we end up having on this thing, because the keyboard box has got some personal information that is there, and you know, it's just how it is. What we got? Oh, here we are, gamers. Look at this. Wooting right there. Got some information stuff. We got a little postcard. We got a strap. And we got the keyboard with its Leica switches, boys. And we got the Take Control banner. We shall be taking control, boys. Take Control banner. Very nice. This goes up on our keyboard. Can't go wrong. And then we have a nice little dust magnet thing. You know, this is a dust rack. Is this thingy designed to keep the thing like safe with dust? It's also got a little print out logo right there on the edge. And now we have the switches. The switches feel so nice. They feel so nice. They're so linear and tactile. We got this nice little charging line. This is what we use. It's got USB with the top with the Wooting logo. It's got the same thing on this bit too, and on the cable. Can't mind that. We got this little goodie bag. I'm pretty sure in this we get given a we get given the strap that allows us to clip on the strap. We've also got a keycap puller. And this feels so much nicer than my other one. I ain't gonna lie, that feels so much nicer. That feels so much nicer. Even though it's like expensive shit. Here we go. We got some extra spare keycaps. Just in case you break 2 of them. You got spare ones. These are so small though. They're so small. Man, I wasn't expecting it to be like this small and tiny like this. I was expecting the keyboard to be small. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I was expecting the keyboard to be small. But man. Oh. Here we go. And here is the keyboards. The Wooting 60HE. This feels great. I ain't gonna lie. This feels good. This feels nice. This feels nice. Also, boys, we have no keycaps on the thing. That's why we went and got the spare keycaps ourselves. With this stuff right over here. As you guys can see, here's a travel case. Oh, I'm knocking everything over in the travel case. Sounds like Lego. Better not knock them all over. Oh no. See, this is where I've gone wrong. If I didn't play like an idiot, that'd be right. There's something else. Forget, boys. How do we do a layout? I'll be back in a minute when this is done. During this time, we didn't actually have all the keycaps on our keyboard. We were missing the enter key, the shift key, the left bracket key, and also the hashtag key. And what we did on this day, fellas, is we went and did a whole bunch of lubing with our switches. But 2 days later, from like going on Etsy and ordering some keycaps, we got ourselves those bad boys. Yeah, it's been a couple of days since we got ourselves a Wooting 60HE keyboard. Well, now, gamers, we now have all the keycaps on the keyboard. We didn't have the Wooting keyboard keycaps because when I went and ordered the keyboard, you could only buy it with just the switches within the thing. Also, gamers, what I have went and done is I have changed the stock keycaps from being spring ones that were with the heavy springs that this keyboard had originally and changed them to the new 50-gram lighter spring ones. And I've got to say, boys, when I did a little bit of lubing with this keyboard and putting in those lighter springs, I really like this keyboard because it feels high quality in the fact that it feels that it's got some weight to it. It's heavy. It's not like really light. It doesn't feel cheap to me at all, and it feels really perfect for doing whatever you want to do. For portability, because it's got the wrist strap, you can easily just carry it along with you, just like moving it, showcasing it like that if you want. There's also a bunch of signatures and such like this on the back of here. Yep. As you guys can see there. This keyboard, this is the United Kingdom layout one that I went and got. It's an ISO layout versus an ANSI layout. An ANSI layout basically has the enter bar, a smaller, just a 3-bar one, usually on the left shift. That's like a big bar versus what is a small little bar like that. It doesn't really make much difference for me. All it has been a little bit of a learning curve because I've like went and played this thing on Fortnite for 3 days. 2 days where I didn't have all the keys on the keycaps on the keyboard, and then 1 day that was yesterday when I went and played the keyboard and played it with like that shift key there being there. My fingers feel a bit better now, like for resting the stuff, but they're just having to get used to playing with that shift key being like smaller. On my other keyboard that I went and had on the SteelSeries Apex Pro, for instance, that was an ANSI layout where like the shift bar was a bar one that was like all the way down, and I'm just having to learn with muscle memory with playing like Fortnite where the shift key is, but I still know where the shift key is, like no matter what. It's just a thing to do with it being smaller and keeping that pinky finger, the more better, because I literally get so much muscle strain in like these hands sometimes, and that was the reason being why I chose like the shift key originally, was because the shift key was a big key, you know, like, and I got a lot of muscle strain if I kept on going like to control as a thing. But you know, having that said though, anyway, I really like the keyboard. This was like much better than the one when it got shipped out. The SteelSeries one, you know, it's not wireless. It doesn't necessarily matter that it's not wireless. I am very happy about this keyboard, and I hope you guys would be also as happy about this keyboard too. If you guys were wondering how long it took for this keyboard to get here, it took about 4 months when we ordered it at the 28th of September. And then it came round about now in January when it was January 4th. So that was a good amount of days that it took for it to come. But you know, yeah, because it's like around that Christmas time period, it was quite nice like getting this keyboard when it came. It is the best keyboard, if I do say so myself. I have been playing about with the software. I still need to do some stuff with looking at the 360 movement that's within that stuff. And then I've also been playing about with the rapid trigger, which makes it like really fast for the actuation on the switches, as well as just the regular presses on the switches. But it's also really nice because it's like it's like magnetic like that, as well as the keyboard, that you can actually feel like how low of a key press it takes to press down on one of these keys. Anyway, gamers, I'm your host Super Gaming here, and I'll see yous for now. What's going on, gamers? We are going to go and talk about the software for the Wooting keyboard. Within the software, as we begin to look at the different things, as you guys can see right here, we've got a onboard digital profile as well as 3 analog profiles. This basically allows us to have on-built system memory within this. The actuation points, we've got rapid trigger, and we got tachyon mode. Basically, what the set actuation point does is it makes all these different switches be different sensitivities for how far you then click a key press. So for instance, because you want like movement to be very easy for a key press to happen to be shown on what's going on, you want it to be at a small percentage mode. Now, tachyon mode makes the keyboard have a 1 millisecond response time, and then the rapid trigger is just basically what shows off how these are as a normal key press. The rapid trigger is when you press a certain actuation of a key press, and you want the actuation then to go up on that same instance of that key press. But you don't want this to be set on every key. You only want it to be set on those certain keys that have those tactical advantages within those video games. So, for instance, WASD is very important and such like that. And I'll show you a little instance where you can go and look at this and able to go and see if you want to go on to stuff. So, boys, over here we have color RGB, and these are the different cycles and such like that. But if you see here on RT display, if I then turn this on, you can see that if we press one of these keys down, it actually lights up green every single time a key is then pressed down to the actuation point. And then you see as it then goes red, that is when it's on its deactivation point. And then when you then begin to let go of it again, that's when it then goes back onto its actuation point. So what that basically allows you to do is you can just spam the key a bunch of times and it'll just activate and deactivate like lightning. It's rapid trigger. That's what literally rapid trigger means, is it just automatically has that actuation point set to whatever bit you want it to then be. You can then also go ahead and mess about with this stuff where you can go and change all these lighting profiles and such like that. We've also got other stuff that we've got. So we've got like wave that's within this thing. You can change the brightness level of it. You know, you can change how fast the speed of the wave is, have it go like really fast. And then we can also then go ahead and change it to all the different colors. So we got it on ocean. That one's a really nice one. What I do is I like to do it on the fixture one though. What we basically do for the best performance within this keyboard is we just keep it on tachyon mode to be able to have the lowest latency response time. So basically, whenever you go and change all those settings with the RT display mode, what you can look at, you can basically just see it to where when you begin to actuate, you then choose that it's this sensitivity one. That's an important one that you want it to be for the rapid trigger. So, but as you can see for advanced settings right over here, you want to make sure that this continuous rapid trigger is turned on. Basically, when this is slid off, you're not going to have that when you press the key press that second time when you're then still pressed within that key press, that will then reset and then count it as another switch. So you want to make sure that that's turned on, enable for you then to have that rapid trigger feature within the keyboard. You've also got your FN layers and such like that. So right over here, these ones are actually, I've resetted them to the normal default values, apart from the function key 1 layout, because what I like to do is I like to have my media keys along this bit, because I've got muscle memory with my fingers where if I press FN1, that then switches it to that key set, and then whenever I can just change and play music and such like that. That's what we had on our first 60% keyboard, which is the An Pro 2, which is this one that we've got right here, as you guys can see right there. For advanced keys, we basically just have set up over here arrow keys for the keyboards. So then on the bottom end of this keyboard, when we press these buttons over here, which is FN and the control and FN and shift, it's basically mod tap. So if you just press the key once, it will work as arrow keys, and then if you hold down the key, it then works as the regular ascending key that's within the keyboard and works normally. This can be remapped for absolutely everything, and then you can also go ahead and save more profiles onto these like little things over here. Whenever you save profiles, you can drag and drop them over to any of these analog profiles that you've got saved already. Within Wooting's team, you can go ahead and download profiles for the Wooting that people have gone and stored over here. And then basically, if you like the profile that's for your keyboard, you can use that for just that overall really fun movements and such like that you've got within the Wooting software that can be really fun. You can also go ahead and remap all the keys like you can within any other like 60% keyboard that's often with software. Just a small little one, boys. We got in the interface dark mode that you obviously want. We've got keyboard settings that is like over here. So if we have this enabled, you can then basically use this keyboard for console and such like that. With gamepad mode, if you've got anything like an analog controller or so like that, and you don't want to have this keyboard messing about with the thing, I turned no gamepad off onto this setting. By default, this has got an RGB sleep mode, but because I never want my keyboard to go to sleep on me whilst I'm in the middle of gaming, I personally turn this off. So this keyboard also works as an analog keyboard. And then for troubleshooting, you can go into these different settings and able to factory reset your keyboard and restore it to its original profile, just in case it doesn't have the right layout and such like that within your keyboard that works automatically for you. Well, boys, I hope you have enjoyed all that stuff that we've shown off with the software for the Wooting keyboard. If you guys are new to your YouTube channel, please do remember to like and subscribe. I've been your host, Super Gaming here, and I hope to see you all around later next time. See you guys for now. Goodbye.